Ever wondered how mummification took place? How is it that beings who lived over 3,000 years ago appear almost identical today? Today we delve into the mysterious world of ancient Egypt. Mummification, a process both fascinating and eerie, was a vital part of the ancient Egyptian culture. It was an intricate ritual, a testament to their belief in life after death. The process involved preserving the body of the deceased, enabling their soul to live on in the afterlife. The Egyptians believed that if the body decayed, the soul would be lost. This belief fostered the development of the mummification process, a meticulous method that ensured the physical body remained intact for the soul's journey. So, are you ready for a journey through time? Let's dive deep into one of the most intriguing aspects of Egyptian history, pharaonic mummification. Stay with us till the end, as we unravel the secrets of preserving life after death. The practice of mummification didn't just spring up overnight, it has a rich and varied history that spans centuries. Embarking on a journey into the past, we delve into the origins of mummification. The art of preserving the dead began as early as the pre-dynastic period around 5,000 years ago. The Egyptians noticed that bodies buried in the desert sand were naturally preserved. This discovery sparked the birth of an enduring tradition. Mummification wasn't just reserved for the elite. Different classes in society practiced it, each with their own methods. The wealthy could afford a more elaborate process, while the less privileged opted for simpler methods. Regardless of the class, the purpose was the same: to provide the deceased with a well-preserved body for the afterlife. The symbolism of mummification is deeply rooted in Egyptian beliefs. The preserved body served as a home for the soul in the afterlife, a concept so important that it influenced the meticulous process of mummification. It was a sacred practice, a bridge between life and death, symbolizing rebirth and eternal life. As centuries rolled by, the process of mummification evolved. Initially, bodies were naturally dried out in the desert sand. However, by the time of the Old Kingdom, around 4,500 years ago, the Egyptians had developed a more sophisticated process. They began to eviscerate the bodies and use natron, a naturally occurring salt, to dehydrate the remains. The practice of mummification reached its peak during the era of the Pharaohs. It was during this time that it became a highly ritualized process involving priests and complex ceremonies. The bodies of pharaohs were preserved with utmost detail, placed in ornate sarcophagi, and buried in grand tombs, a testament to their status and power. From its humble beginnings to its peak during the pharaoh's reign, mummification has always been a significant part of Egyptian culture. This deeply fascinating practice is a testament to the Egyptians' profound belief in life after death, and their unwavering efforts to achieve eternal life. Now let's delve into the nitty-gritty. How exactly did the Egyptians mummify their dead? Our journey begins with the extraction of organs. The liver, lungs, stomach, and intestines were all carefully removed, each placed in its own canopic jar, guarded by the 4 sons of Horus. The heart, believed to be the seat of intelligence and emotion, was left untouched, for it would be needed in the afterlife. The brain, considered insignificant, was discarded, often extracted through the nose using a long hooked instrument, a rather grisly task but necessary for the preservation of the body. Afterward, the body was cleansed with palm wine and filled with myrrh, cassia, and other fragrant spices, not only to mask the scent of decay but also to further aid in preservation. Next comes the drying process. The body was covered in natron, a naturally occurring salt, for 70 days. This desiccated the body, removing all moisture and leaving a dried, almost leathery husk. After the drying period, the natron was brushed off, and the body was once again washed and anointed with oils. Then, the wrapping began. The body was swathed in hundreds of yards of linen, each layer carefully placed and smoothed. Amulets were tucked into the wrappings, providing protection and guidance for the journey to the afterlife. The final layer was often an intricately decorated shroud, displaying the deceased's face and achievements. Finally, the body was placed in a series of coffins, each one fitting snugly inside the other like a set of nesting dolls. The outermost coffin was a sarcophagus, a stone tomb often adorned with carvings and hieroglyphs. This final resting place was then sealed and placed in a burial chamber, surrounded by all the items the deceased would need in the afterlife, from food and drink to furniture and statues of servants. This intricate process was a labor of love and respect, ensuring the deceased a comfortable journey to the afterlife. And while the mummification process may seem morbid or even grotesque to us today, to the ancient Egyptians, it was a crucial part of their beliefs and culture. a testament to their reverence for life and the mysteries of death. Mummification wasn't just a physical process, it had deep religious undertones. In the heart of this ancient practice, we find the gods Anubis and Osiris playing pivotal roles. Anubis, the jackal-headed god, was the guardian of the cemetery and the embalmer. He was believed to guide the souls of the deceased through the underworld, ensuring their safe passage. On the other hand, Osiris, the god of the afterlife and resurrection, symbolized life, death, and rebirth. Egyptians believed that through mummification, the deceased could become an Osiris, essentially achieving eternal life. This belief in the afterlife was the driving force behind the meticulous and sacred process of mummification. The mystic meanings associated with mummification are fascinating. The preservation of the body was seen as vital for the Ka, or life force, to recognize its physical vessel in the afterlife. The body was considered the house for the soul, and its preservation was necessary for the soul's survival. The wrapping of the body in linen strips was symbolic of rebirth, much like a cocoon before the emergence of a butterfly. Priests, the conductors of this sacred process, played an essential role. They were the intermediaries between the mortal world and the divine. Dressed as Anubis, they performed rituals to protect and guide the deceased in the afterlife. The opening of the mouth ceremony, for instance, was performed to restore the mummy's ability to breathe, eat, see, and hear in the afterlife. The religious context of mummification was deeply intertwined with every aspect of ancient Egyptian society. It was the Egyptians' profound belief in life after death that led to the creation of grand tombs, intricate death masks, and the practice of burying worldly possessions with the deceased. For the Egyptians, mummification was a sacred process, integral to their religious beliefs and practices. The preservation of the body was not just a physical act but a spiritual journey, ensuring the soul's survival and prosperity in the afterlife. It was a testament to their unwavering faith in life's eternal cycle and the hope for resurrection and rebirth. The preservation of bodies has led to some fascinating archaeological discoveries. Let's delve into this captivating realm of the pharaohs and their tombs, where the secrets of the past are entombed in grandeur. The ancient Egyptians believed that the pharaohs were gods on earth. As such, their tombs were no ordinary resting places. They were magnificent structures, designed to protect the body and house the soul for eternity. The grandeur of these tombs was a testament to the reverence the Egyptians held for their pharaohs. Among the myriad of archaeological findings from these tombs are the richly decorated sarcophagi, the stunning gold artifacts, and of course the well-preserved mummies themselves. These finds offer a unique window into the culture, beliefs, and practices of the ancient Egyptians. One of the most famous of these mummies is that of the boy, King Tutankhamun. Discovered in the year 1922, the tomb of Tutankhamun, often referred to as King Tut, was filled with treasures beyond imagination. But the star of the show was the mummy of the young pharaoh himself. Despite dying at the tender age of just 19, his body was preserved with such skill that it continues to captivate us thousands of years later. But it's not just the tombs of the pharaohs that hold fascinating secrets. Many other ancient tombs have been discovered, each with its own story to tell. Some of these tombs feature pictorial steles, stone or wooden slabs, often inscribed with images and hieroglyphs. These steles serve as a historical document, providing precious details about the lives and beliefs of those who lived in ancient Egypt. These well-preserved bodies and artifacts provide invaluable insights into ancient Egyptian life and death. They allow us to step back in time and explore a civilization that, although long gone, continues to mesmerize us with its mystery, grandeur, and sophistication. But there's more to the story of mummification and its influence on culture and tradition. So, stick around as we continue our journey into the captivating world of ancient Egypt. The impact of mummification extends beyond ancient Egypt. It has shaped art, mythology, and modern approaches to body preservation. Artistic depictions of mummification have been a recurrent theme in the world of art, from ancient Egyptian tomb paintings to modern cinema. These depictions serve as a window into the past, allowing us to glimpse into the practices and beliefs of an ancient civilization. The mythological influence is equally profound. Stories of mummification have permeated many cultures, inspiring tales of resurrection and immortality. These myths have influenced our understanding of life and death, shaping our beliefs and traditions. The legacy of mummification in modern society is unmistakable. From forensic science to the funeral industry, the principles of mummification continue to guide our methods of body preservation. The evolution of these methods, while technologically advanced, still echo the practices of the ancient Egyptians. Even today, the influence of mummification can be seen in various aspects of our culture and traditions. We've journeyed through time, unraveling the mysteries of mummification, but the journey doesn't have to end here. If this voyage into the past has sparked your curiosity, why not become a part of our community? Your presence is key to our shared exploration of history. Love this historical expedition? Help us spread the love for times gone by. Simply hit the like button and show your support. If you think this story is worth sharing, let your circle of friends hear it too. Press the share button and spread knowledge about ancient Egypt. Have you already known something about mummification, or do you have your own questions? We're interested in your thoughts, so drop us a comment below. And if you relish uncovering the secrets of ancient Egypt, join us by hitting the subscribe button. Don't miss out on future adventures into fascinating history. Join us in our journey of discovery. Hit the subscribe button and don't miss out on future adventures into fascinating history.